Hey everybody, it is so good to be with you today. It is the start of a brand new series for CGs, and we hope that this is a really special discussion time for your group. We are talking about how to be rich, and that is different than how to get rich. There are other churches that talk to people about how to get rich, that basically you give to God in order to receive a financial blessing back. And although there is some of that that's found in the Bible, there's a much bigger reality that ultimately God increases our harvest of righteousness. And so we're going to be talking about that for the next few weeks, and because we are rich, and that's what we talked about this past week, there are some very specific instructions that are applicable to each of us. So we want to talk about what it feels like to be rich. And so maybe the best icebreaker for you and your group is to ask the question, when is the time in your life when you felt the richest? I bet that it's not necessarily the time when you made the most money, but it could be. Why don't you share that with your group? When did you feel the richest, and why did you feel the richest in that particular moment? You don't have to give any numbers. As a matter of fact, I would encourage you not to give any numbers, but just talk about the way that you actually felt during that particular time. That's a great opportunity for you to kind of break the ice and to talk about this. And then I want you to talk about what it is to be in denial and why it is that we oftentimes know someone who is rich but very seldom feel like we are rich. Even when all the facts about human history seem to indicate that we are some of the wealthiest people that have ever lived, that we enjoy luxuries that kings did not enjoy 1,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago. And so we need to recognize our specific place in society. So why is it that you give in or allow yourself to be deceived and deny that you are wealthy? Is there something that maybe feels like we're a little bit arrogant when we admit that we are? There's nothing wrong with having things. As a matter of fact, we're going to study in this passage of Scripture that we're looking at, and as a matter of fact, I'll read it to you. It says, "Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant," okay, there's importance, not to be arrogant, nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command these rich people," that would be us, "to be rich in good deeds and to be generous and willing to share. In this way they will lay up treasures for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of that which is truly life." When you read that passage of Scripture, what comes to mind? When you read this passage of Scripture, I know that you're tempted to believe this isn't talking to me, but if it was, what needs to be adjusted in the way that you are living your life in order for you to experience the fullness that God has for you as a rich person in this world? And I know that it feels uncomfortable to call yourself that, but quite frankly, the stats don't lie. You, my friends, me, pretty much all of us are rich. And with that comes responsibility. And in what ways have you been taking that seriously? I hope this gets you talking in your group, and I hope that it's a great time for you to discuss it and to encourage one another. There is a great deal of conversation that can take place out of this series, and I hope that it'll start this week in week 1 of how to be rich, not to get rich, because you already are.